Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're getting in the mood for summer makeup with this bronzy, glowy skin look, perfect for a summer night. I also used almost exclusively all new products in this video because I had a lot of new purchases, new launches that I just couldn't wait to share with you. So tons of first impressions and tips and tricks on how to do this makeup. So skincare is definitely crucial when you're doing really any makeup look. So there are some skincare products here I wanted to mention. This portion of the video is sponsored by skinstore.com. I've worked with them in the past and absolutely love the selection of products that they carry. They did give me some new stuff to try on today and share with you. So I'm going to start with the skincare and then you will see me use the makeup goodies a little bit later on. They also provided me with a 25% off discount code I will have popped on the screen here and in the description below. By far the best discount I've gotten from any brand for you. I feel like it's a really hefty discount. They have tons of skincare and makeup products and I like how there's so many brands in one place so you don't have to like shop over all these different sites to get what you want. They have basically everything on there. So the first skincare product I had to try was another product from Pai. Now I love Pai skincare. They're sensitive skin friendly. I've tried a lot of their products before and they really work for my skin. So I'm not sure if this is a new serum, but I've never seen this before and I've been using it for the past couple weeks. It's the Instant Calmer Sea Aster and Schisandra Ceramide Serum. Anything with ceramides, I'm sold. Really great for your skin barrier. Again, sensitive skin friendly. And I really love Pai's Zinc Serum. So I figured I would try this one out. This one has a really beautiful, more of like a hydrating texture to it where the Zinc Serum is a bit milkier. But I've been using that one actually in conjunction with the Zinc Serum. And I feel like my skin's looking very clear and strong, ready for the summer oiliness that's about to be bestowed upon my skin. And then I also picked out this serum from Juice Beauty that I've always wanted to try. It's their antioxidant serum. So this is a really interesting formula. It has antioxidants to reduce free radicals. It also has vitamins, organic juices, and it moisturizes with fatty acid plant oils. So it's sort of like a serum oil combination. So this is one I haven't gotten the chance to try yet, but the texture is really lightweight. So I think it would be a great summer addition to your skincare routine. I'll have to break this one out. I just have a lot of serums open right now, so I'm trying to be a little bit smarter about it. But I will definitely update you in the future about how I end up liking this one. I've tried some of Juice Beauty skincare. I really like their exfoliating masks, but I've never tried their serums. So we'll see how this one ends up working for me. Next, I believe this is actually a new launch to Pai Skincare. This is called their Viper's Gloss Age Confidence Squalene Overnight Face Oil. So as you can tell, I've been using this for a couple weeks now. I've tried the rosehip oil and I love that for dark spots. So I thought I would give another one of their oils a go. This one is made for like aging skin, but if you have sensitive skin or you just have dry skin, but I always recommend going for products that are targeted for aging skin because usually they're very revitalizing and moisturizing and not too harsh. So they will help your skin even if aging isn't your number one concern at the moment. So this is a beautiful golden color and I love the like texture of this. It's definitely a bit thicker. So I've been using this mainly at night. The smell is absolutely amazing. I have no idea how to describe it, but it's a really beautiful, almost citrusy scent. So it is a bit thicker on the skin. I've been using this with my gua sha just to give myself like a nice massage. And when I wake up in the morning, my skin is really plump and nice. You can use this in the morning as well if you have drier skin, but I love using oils. I don't know, for some reason, I don't love oils in the winter, and then whenever summer comes around, I'm just ready for the glow, and I end up using a lot of face oils. But I think they're great, especially if you're trying to achieve like a summery glow, just to really get your skin healthy and prepped and ready to apply makeup, because skin prep really does make the biggest difference in your makeup routine. And then I have three makeup goodies here. The first one is the Dermablend Pore Saver Matte Makeup Primer. I thought this would be perfect because I like to use glowier foundations in the summer, but I do have a combo skin, so I get pretty oily in my T-zone. So I thought this one would be perfect to put in my T-zone and then still be able to use those glowy products so it balances itself out. So I still get that really pretty glow without having that very oily T-zone. I really love the texture of this. It's silky, it's smooth. You'll hear a little bit more about it. It's also been really gentle on my skin. I don't find that it's irritating at all, which I feel like some primers will irritate my skin, but that one's been doing really well. And then the last two products I thought were just the epitome of like summer glow to me are the Daniel Sandler watercolor like liquid colors. I've heard so much about these and I've always wanted to try them. I picked up a golden shade to use as a bronzer and then this rose glow shade as a blush. I do have them on today. Super liquidy, very fun, and very glowy without being high maintenance. These were a really fun product to test out in this video. So be sure to check in the description below for 25% off skinstore.com. I will have everything linked below. There are some exclusions that apply, but everything that I mentioned here are included. So be sure to check out their website if you wanted any new skincare or makeup goodies. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this makeup look. So I just started with some under eye patches. These ones are from Pure. They are the Mellow Eyes eye patches. Pretty nice. My skin is already prepped with all the skincare from Skin Store. So let's start with the primer that I picked out. The texture of this is really interesting. It's definitely a silicone feeling primer, but it has this like liquidy silkiness to it that just feels so velvety on the skin. I'm just putting this right in my T-zone, but I've been really enjoying using this under more glowy products because I do get a pretty oily T-zone, so I just want to like cancel that out. It is super smoothing as well, and it's really gentle. It doesn't irritate my skin. Now that we're primed, moving on to the base. This is new by Huda Beauty, the Glowish Multi-Dew Skin Tint. So this is a new brand from Huda, which is actually the love child between Huda Beauty and Wishful, where flawless finish intersects with skin caring ingredients for the ultimate glow up. So it is a combination of her skincare brand and her like regular glam makeup brand, which I think is a really interesting idea. I've been trying this out. I'm not really sure how I feel about it yet. I love the idea of this. It's a skin tint. It's really glowing, but not in an oily way. It sort of has this really gorgeous pearl through it. You'll see as I apply it, it really does make your skin look super healthy. And I picked up the shade Fair Light, which seemed to be pretty good. And it does have like a little squeezy pump, which I think is the perfect packaging for this formula. I'm gonna start with 2 pumps of this, and I'm just gonna use a beauty blender here. So it's a tad dark since my tan is wearing off. But if you can see just the immediate difference, it makes your skin look so healthy looking. The reason that I'm unsure about this though is because it is very dewy on the skin. I feel like the less product I use, the more I like it. But I love the fact that it's a skin tint, but it's not super sheer. Like it really does have a good amount of coverage, especially with the amount I applied over here. Like you can get it to actually cover things on your face. So it's not just like a very, very light glowy lotion. It actually does serve a purpose in terms of the coverage. It's also really lightweight feeling if you use a small amount of product. It can get a bit heavy if you apply it and layer it up like it's a foundation, but just to lay as a base, it's just one of those formulas you kind of have to learn how to work with and make work for you. To me, this is the perfect summer base. It's really light, it's glowy, but it doesn't add to the oiliness of your face, and I actually find this gets better throughout the day. It's kind of weird, it gets less oily. I don't know if it's because the oils in it sort of sink into your skin. It does have rose oil in it, some other good skincare type ingredients, but what do you think? I really love the finish of it. It is lighter coverage, but when I go in with a concealer, I think it's really workable. Perfect summer glowy base. Wear it to the beach. You can wear it out at night if you layer up coverage. It's just like really versatile. I think also a lot of different skin types would enjoy this because it is moisturizing. It doesn't make me super oily when I use like the right products with it either. If you want a dedicated review to this, definitely let me know. I did plan on doing one. I just had a couple other videos to get up first, but let me know in the comments below if you're interested in a full wear test review demo with the Glowish Multi-Dew. Also did want to mention the reason I haven't tried any Huda Beauty before is because I've heard that her original products are very heavily scented, and I can't even stand like a slight scent in foundation. So I knew if it was heavily scented, I would not be able to wear any of the makeup. I do have some eyeshadow of hers that I like, but this was really up my alley. I don't believe it has fragrance in it. It does not smell like anything at all. So it is a great option if you have more sensitive skin, you're sensitive to scent, or you just wanted something a little bit lighter and more natural looking. This is such a pretty finish. It makes me not even want to finish my makeup. It just looks so pretty. I love the finish of it. Very beautiful, very glowy. It's good. Next, I picked up a new concealer from Marc Jacobs. I believe they're rebranding, and so a lot of their products on Sephora are on sale. So I picked up their Accomplice concealer, which is the stick concealer. I don't have anything like this, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I got the shade Fair 16. There is the concealer shade. Really creamy, really full coverage. And since we have a very like light dewy base, I feel like The fuller coverage concealer is going to be really nice just to like amp up the coverage where we need it. Definitely not a fan of this under the eyes. It looked so bad. It sank into all of my lines, but I got it for the purpose of being a face concealer and I think it looks nice on the face, but just beware of that. I would not use it on your eyes. I don't think it works well that way. I'm just going to blend this out with my sponge. It is really creamy and blendable. You can kind of use a brush or a sponge, whatever you're feeling. So I still have a lot of imperfections showing through, but I think a light glowy base is like integral to a summer glow type of look. So we're gonna leave the coverage level as it is. Moving on to my under eye concealer is also a new product. I've been obsessed with this from Thrive Cosmetics. The new Buildable Blur HD Creaseless Concealer. When I saw this came out, I was really excited to try it. I don't know, it just sounded really good. It has this like double-sided applicator and there is the product right on the bottom of my hand. This is the lightest one I have, which is the shade Fair. Now this is a very thin, beautiful, light medium coverage type of concealer. It just looks amazing under my eyes. Usually with these types of really liquidy concealers, I actually have a hard time finding one that doesn't sink into lines because I feel like the more liquidy a concealer, the more it'll just like really quickly sink into any type of lines that you have. But this one is beautiful. I tried this once and then I brought it on a road trip that I went on. It was the only concealer I used. It was just perfect. Definitely more of like a lighter makeup type of look, which is perfect for this look as well. I'm gonna use the Fair shade under my eyes, and the applicator is just amazing. It picks up like a lot of product, glides on the face. I went ahead and swatched all the shades I have if you were curious. So the lightest one is Fair, the one in the middle is Light, and then the last one, which is over this way, is the shade Light Medium. So I know that these like last two look very similar, but this one has a little bit more like yellowness to it. And the Light Medium I would say is more neutral. This is also one of those formulas you could leave on your under eyes and it doesn't dry. It actually makes the coverage build up a little bit more, just like the Ilia concealer. So if you like apply it and let it sit, I feel like it gets even better. I'm just using the same beauty blender. I'm gonna start blending this out. It blends out so seamlessly and easy. It's just really quick to use and it always looks good. And for being such a liquidy concealer, like it has really good coverage. I also used this concealer as a foundation the other day and it worked really well. If Thrive came out with a foundation that was just like this formula but for the face, it would be amazing. It's just so comfortable to wear. I'm gonna do another quick little layer of the concealer just right in this like divot of my eye because my eyes are more deep set. If I highlight like the whole inner portion, they still look more deep set because, you know, it's still just covering up that darkest spot. A little bit hard to explain, but because it's at a different depth when you're adding light, it brings it forward, but it also brings this other layer, which is like above that little crease forwards, and then it looks just as sort of sunken in, if that makes sense. So what I'm doing here is just adding even more brightness so it kind of evens that out. So with this layer, I don't bring it up to like my nose as I usually would. I keep it right on that inner corner. Before we set anything, I have some more creams and liquids to use, so we'll do that first. So this is a new launch from Kaja Beauty. They sell them on Sephora. These are their Play Bento blush and bronzer trio. So they sell eyeshadows that look just like this, and they came out with this and I believe 3 shades. I actually have all of them to show you. So this is the lightest one I'm going to be using in the shade 01 Buttercup. And then they have the shade 02 Chocolate. Let's show you what's inside. So you get a blush on the top, which is a powder formula. In the middle, you get a powdered highlight, and then on the bottom is this cream bronzer contour shade. And then the darkest shade is called 03 Mocha Mellow. So there is the powdered blush, really gorgeous highlight shade for deep skin tones. And then lastly, the creamy bronzer contour shade. So I'm gonna dip into the lightest one I have here. This is what the contour bronzer looks like. It's definitely warmer. I wouldn't really call it a contour, but I don't think it's too warm. I think it's a really flattering shade. I'm just gonna start by pressing this in to my cheekbones. I really like this cream formula. It's very thin and blendable and not like super pigmented. Kind of just gives you like a wash of bronze instead of like really sticking and giving you a ton of pigment. Very buildable. Like it just blends out seamlessly as well. It's really easy to apply. Whatever's left on my brush, I'm gonna take a little bit onto my forehead. This is an Eco Tools Precision Foundation brush, by the way, which I love for cream bronzer or contour. It just is like a little bit tapered so it fits into all those little crevices of your face. I'm gonna take a little bit for the sides of my nose too. And then using my beauty blender to blend everything in again. So now I'm ready to set. I'm going to use the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, which sort of has this slight like pinkish hue to it, which I feel like really helps to brighten up the under eye. And I'm really making sure my under eye is blended out again before I set, or else you're going to set in the creases that may have settled. I'm using my Real Techniques setting brush, such a classic brush for the under eye. And I just take my powder from the inner corner out here, and then I bring it basically down almost in a straight line because I get really oily here, and then I get my smile line creasing here. So I just want to set all of that down first, and then I go in and set the rest of my face. Now just using that same powder for the rest of my face. This is a really beautiful blurring looking powder. I believe it's also SPF 15. Not sure about that one, don't quote me on it, but I will say that it tints your face like a little bit darker. So if you have fair skin, I don't think you would like this because it does like deepen things up a little bit. I mean, obviously I am fair, but yeah, it's a little off. That's all right. The Glowish Multi-Dew also sets down really nicely. Like, as you can tell, I have powder over it. You can still see that glow shining through, but it's not overly dewy. Now to brighten up my under eye a little bit more, I'm actually taking this Pure 4-in-1. This is called their Pressed Mineral Makeup SPF 15 Light Porcelain LG2, very fair shade, on that same brush. And I'm just going to brighten up that inner corner. I actually feel like this looks really good under the eyes, which is rare for a mineral foundation. Usually they look like really heavy, but yeah, this one's been in my rotation recently. Next, to add more glow, warmth, and blush to the face, I have the new Daniel Sandler Watercolor Liquid Cheek Colors from Skin Store. So I picked out 2 shades. I got one Golden Glow to use as a bronzer, then I also picked up Rose Glow as a blush shade. So these are super liquidy. I do feel like they actually work over powder, that's why I powdered first. So I'm gonna start with the bronze shade. You really want to make sure you shake these up. This definitely still has like a bit of rosiness to it. I'm actually just going to use the sponge I've been using this whole time to pick up the product on the back of my hand. You know, I use this technique a lot when I do liquid or powder products, just to get them evenly distributed. These are so glowy and pretty. I've heard so many like good things about these, so I was definitely very excited to try them out. Because they are so liquidy, I feel like they just look like the most skin-like makeup. Like, it just really gives you a glow, and it doesn't look like, oh, you have bronzer and blush on. It's just like you're naturally like that. Next, taking the Rose Glow color, which is this really gorgeous like rosy pink as the name suggests. Just like the bronze shade, it really just looks seamless and flawless, and like you just got a little bit of sun. I'm feeling like I still want some more bronziness, so I'm gonna dip into the Tower 28 Bronzino in the shade West Coast, and I'm gonna use a brush for this formula. I think layering creams and liquids and powders really helps to give you like a dimensional glowy summer look, which is what we're going for here. Like, even with these creams over powders, which traditionally they tell you to not do in makeup, like, you just have to find the right formulas and techniques, because I've never really had a huge issue with creams over powders if I do apply them correctly and like pat them in. If you start rubbing a cream into a powder, it's gonna like be a mess, but there's definitely ways to go around that. Now let's try out the powdered highlight in the Kaja Bento Trio. This has a really pretty pink sheen to it, which I love for my skin tone. And I'm just using a fan brush. I've been going really easy on the highlight lately. I don't know, I feel like it looks prettier when there's not like a ton of pearliness. You know, just the right amount is perfect. That is so pretty. It like melted into my skin. Last up for the base is going to be some faux freckles. I feel like it's very summery, very pretty, makes your makeup look very natural. I'm gonna use the Jason Woo. This is Jason the Freckled Boy. I don't love this one. It's very warm, but it's the only one I could find, so we're gonna pop it on. So how I do this is just very gingerly apply some freckles, and then you want to take your finger. You can also do this with a sponge, and then you just tap it into your skin. It diffuses them, it lightens them, just makes them actually look like freckles. Just one of those days I'm contemplating life. Am I even good at makeup? What am I doing? It's raining. But that's when you do glowy summer makeup, because at least your makeup looks good, right? thumbs up for that. All right, I'm just gonna set everything using a new product from Hero Cosmetics, the Force Shield Supercharged Reset Mist. This smells like peppermint, which I love. If you don't like peppermint, you would not like it, but it has a great mister on it too. This is not specifically a setting spray, but most of the time I just use like whatever mist I have laying around. I don't really feel like setting sprays do that much of a difference, so skincare mists basically do the same thing. All right, let's move on to brows. I'm gonna use a NYX Brow Duo, which I've been obsessed with. I've always been in love with the micro pencil, but I have a new product here. So I'm going to start with the micro brow pencil. I use the shade Taupe, and then I'm going to use the brow glue, which I was really curious to try out, and it really helps give you that super pushed up feathery brow look. I did get a bunch of stuff to do a full face of NYX. Stay tuned for that one, but I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. Let me know if you want an in-depth brow tutorial, because I feel like I finally found a really good routine, but I'm gonna pop those suckers on and we'll start with the eyes. So my brows look weird and it looks like they have dandruff, but that's very on brand for me today. Let's move on to eyeshadow. I'm going to use the Patrick Ta Major Dimension eyeshadow palette again today. I did a full video on this and I think I'm gonna return this, honestly. Like, it's just not as wearable as I wanted it to be. Like, these matte shades are nice, but let's be honest here, there's only 4. This shade I can't use because it's too dark for my inner corners and I really have no other use for it. The glitter toppers have fallout. I love the creams and these like metallics, but for me to love only 4 shades out of this $70 palette, I think it's worth exchanging for something else. I actually ordered the Makeup by Mario, the Master Matte palette, because that seems perfect for me. I love mattes, I love the tones in it. That's kind of what I was looking for with this palette. It does have really pretty colors, but I don't know guys. It's a tough one. So you could stop the look here and do mascara and some lips for a very pretty daytime look, but we're gonna go for like a summer night vibe because I really want to show you how these creams look on the lid. I'm gonna start with this like light mustardy shade just on a fluffy brush, and this is going everywhere in my crease. You know the drill, just a simple transition shade. Next, using the same brush because I'm lazy, I'm gonna take this burnt orange and just build that in my crease. I'm just taking it less far up as the other shade. These are really blendable, pretty mattes. I must say, this palette is just not stolen my heart. Now I'm going to take this deep chocolate brown shade on a small pencil brush, and this is going right on that outer V of my eye. That dark brown is actually kind of patchy. I don't know if I love that. Dark brown kind of sucks, but we've committed, so the show must go on. I'm going to now dip into these creams. I'm gonna take, please stay open. I'm going to take the dark brown actually and just go for it. I like using a small little, it's actually a pretty big eyeshadow brush. It's just this flat like paddle shape. And I'm just going to pack this on my lid. I love the warmth of this. It's a really gorgeous deep brown. And these do have really good staying power as well. Like, you could even use them as a liner. Once I get up near the crease, I'm just being a little bit less reckless with my placement. And then I'm going to take my eyeshadow brush, and they actually blend really well too. And I'm going to blend that in. And then if that picked up any product, I'm going back in to make it less patchy. So this is what you end up with. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that on my other eye. Now to amp that up, I'm going to take this metallic brown shade and pack that on the lid using the same brush, just so the eyeshadow has something to stick to still. It's just so pretty. These creams are really like the savior of the palette for me. Someone commented on my review of this palette, it would be cool if they made duos with a cream and a powder topper similar to the like Auric Glow Duo, not the Glow Lust, the eyeshadow duo that she has. That it would be cool, and I definitely agree. Like, because I love the creams and I love the metallic, but like if they were in duos, they're a lot more inexpensive. Instead of having to commit to a whole palette, I feel like that would have been so fun. Nonetheless, these are definitely pretty. Now to match this top eyelid, I'm going to go in with the shades I use for my transition. So this mustard shade, the warm orange, and then the dark brown on my lower lash line just to tie it in. Now I'm gonna take this brown topper shade. It looks like a little bit pink, but I'm gonna attempt to put this on the middle of my lid create a little bit more dimension. Okay, that's actually really pretty. So I'll probably just do a classic brown wing liner with this look. Clean it up, I'll do mascara and lashes, and I'll meet you back here for the lip combo I plan on doing. But yeah, I'll skip past all the boring stuff. I have to pee and maybe I'll eat a salad as well. See you then. All right, I'm back. I had lunch, so I'm a little bit less grumpy now. I finished up the eyes with mascara and liner. You could totally do lashes and like really amp up this look, but I will put what I use below. Now moving on to lips, I'm just putting on my NYX nude beige liner because I feel like a really light sort of nude lip pairs really well with the smokiness of the brown. So now for lipstick, I have another NYX product. This is the Suede matte lipstick in the shade Dainty Days. I really wanted like a very light nude, and this one is so pretty. The Suede formula is very velvety on the lip. Definitely not the best if you have any sort of dry skin on your lips. I learned the hard way. But if you exfoliate nicely, I think it sits well. These do make my lips sting a little bit. I really have no idea what that means. That's the shade Dainty Days again. I think it's really pretty, very nude, and maybe we'll top it off with a gloss. For gloss, I feel like I have to use my This Is Milky gloss in Cookies and Milk. It's just the perfect beige to go with the tones we got going on here. Yeah. That is perfect. This shade is actually very similar to the lipstick shade, so I feel like they go well perfectly. So that's it for summer glow makeup. It's very smoky brown tones, perfect for like a late summer night makeup. That was it for today's video. Make sure you check in the description for the 25% off Skin Store discount. I would love to have you subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss my next video, and give this video a thumbs up if you found it enjoyable at any point. But thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.